Hello viewers, welcome once again to my channel. This is Teacher Jaja on the series Resumption Preparation for Teachers. I know you'll be wondering, is she not yet through with this resumption preparation? We can never be through. It keeps going on and on and on. The list is endless, but I'll just do a bit of what I can for us to wrap up with this so that we can go into other things in the classroom or that is teacher related or school related. Okay, so before I go into what I'm going to do today, I have done a whole lot of videos on preparing teachers for resumption, like general preparation, like preparing with your scheme of work, like preparing with your lesson plan. I think I've also done preparing for classroom management, the kind of learners in your classroom, the kind of parents you'll be expecting, resumption, drama, and then I've done goal setting, a whole lot of videos, and I've also done classroom experience. There have been a lot, I think I've lost count. So if you're just seeing my video for the first time, I would encourage you to go watch my previous videos. That would help you fit into what you're just watching right now. You'll be able to follow the series and know what I have done in the past that has led us to this point. And then also, please remember to like my video, please subscribe, also share the link so that other teachers can do what can benefit from what we're doing. Remember to follow me and also hit on the notification button so that you'll be the first to be notified when I drop my next video. Beside all that I am talking about, do you also know that if you keep following my video, you might end up not paying for trainings, but you would have been what? A professional and a sound teacher if you keep following me. All right, I remember that in my last video I said I will be dropping ideas on how to manage the experiences or the challenges you're going to see in the classroom, because you know what we are saying or what you read in books is different from the real classroom experience. Sometimes the things we read in books do not cover all the experiences we have in the classroom as a teacher, and sometimes parents expect so much, the school you're working in expects so much, but no one is looking into the challenges and the real classroom experiences. So before we go into that, I would like to introduce you to some of my books. This is Exploring Mathematics for 2 to 3 year olds. I can assure you it's very good. Schools that have used this book, they keep telling me how beneficial it has been. So please, if you need this book, you can do what? You can chat me up and I'll give you the number later. So I also have a book on Fun Phonics Level 1. This is helping children to begin to relate with the phonics sound and prepare them to read. So I've broken it into little bits that can help the children, still for 2 to 3 year olds. I'm so particular about children at this age because they don't even have resources and all of that, yet they are in school. So this is level 2 for still 2 to 3 year olds. And then I also have level 3 still for 2 to 3 year olds on Fun Phonics. They would really have fun when they use this book, and you'll be shocked or surprised at what they would be able to achieve using this book. It's detailed and it's child friendly, basically for their age. And then this is level 4. So I've broken it into smaller bits that will help your child have an experience with phonics that the child will never forget. And so I also have book for beginning readers. So this is Introduction to Reading level 2. But before the level 2, I also have Introduction to Reading level 1. So the child starts with the level 1 and then the child proceeds to level 2. So by the time your child or your pupils are done with this book, I'm sure you'll be glad that you have them in your school. So if you need this book, if you want to have them, all you need to do is chat me up to book for your copies on the number 08117442244. Chat me up via WhatsApp on the number 08117442244. 442244. So thank you so much for being part of my little classroom. So I will go into what we're doing today. This is a continuation on classroom experience. Like I said before, you're given scheme. The school expects that you should do what? You should cover the scheme. There should be no lapses. The children should learn. The parents expect that their children should do what? Should learn. But nobody knows what you see in the classroom as a teacher. That is why you need people like us to be your voice. We know what you see in the classroom because we have been there. So like I mentioned before in my last video, we talked about the fast learners that are very fast in grasping what concept, the ones that are what very slow. These are the true classroom experiences. So you prepare, you get ready, you're confident, you have all the resources, only for you to get to the class, boom, this is what you meet. The result of your intended result or your intended achievement is not what you get at the end of the day. Then you have learners that relapse. Then you have the unstable ones. Then you have the ones that are not even interested at all. So these are what true classroom what experiences. Then you have the ones that are just there roaming around the class doing nothing, whether it be for nursery, whether it be for primary, and even in secondary school. You have all these type of learners, and then as a teacher you make so much effort, but at the end of the day you realize that the result you get is nothing compared to the effort you have made. And yet the owners of the school or your management is demanding for you to do what? To deliver. What do you do? What are the ideas available? What are those things that you can do to help these learners? So I'm going to just drop a few of them, but if you need more, or there are instances that are quite peculiar and you think I didn't mention and you didn't get solution for it, please do me a favor, chat me up via WhatsApp on 08117442244. So let's dive quickly into the plan for today. So what are the ideas available for you to help challenge learners, or for you to help yourself with the true classroom experience with different learners in the classroom? Number one of the things that make learners have challenges in the classroom is age. You know, in our environment, some parents are very good at pushing their children. So the class might be for 5-year-olds, for 6-year-olds, for 7-year-olds, for 8-year-olds, and boom, you can find in a class of 7-year-olds, you can find a 5-year-old. In the class of 7-year-olds, 6-year-olds, you can find a 4-year-old right inside that class. So what do you do as a teacher? You get stuck because a child might not have the level of maturity expected for the workload at that level. So the child would have one or two challenges. So the first thing you should consider is, how old is this learner in your classroom that is not meeting up? Now, after you have checked the child's age, if the child's age is okay for the class and you think it's suitable for the class, then you need to do learning need assessment. In my next video, I will tell you how to do learning need assessment. Now, if you do learning need assessment and you realize that, okay, this child is okay or the child is not, if you have a special needs department, you can bring them in for assessment. If after all these assessments the child is okay, then you have to look at other things. Please don't get me wrong. Sometimes don't quickly say that a child that is not able to meet up with that class is a special need. You know, special need in quotes, because sometimes when learners are not able to meet up, teachers just quickly conclude or assume this is a special case. Sometimes those cases are not what? Are not special. It's just your ability to do what? To just go out of your comfort zone a little bit, and boom, you know it. The child is now what? The child is now there, and you know, moving at the pace of the class. Now, another thing you can try is group learning. Have you ever done group learning before? There are some children that need to consistently learn in a group for them to thrive. So what do you do? Try group learning. What is group learning? Group learning comes in different forms. Group learning can be you pairing the child with someone the child likes to work with. Group learning can also be pairing the child to learn in a group where you want the child to emulate or to begin to behave like that, like those group of learners. It's a form of learning adaptation. So you put a child, for example, if you put a child, if a child is slow and you put a child amongst people that are very fast, before you know it, with time, the child will do what? The child would adjust to the learning pattern of that group. So you can also do what? Group learning. Another thing you can also do is called personalized or individualized learning. How does this work? So that means that you're creating a learning pattern for this child. The child needs a different learning pattern. Please remember, the child might not be a special need the way you put it and all of that. The child just need what? To be singled out of a group, out of a crowd, to be taught one-on-one. So you can create a timetable for individualized learning. Now remember, that is different from doing an IEP, right? You're not doing a different curriculum for the child, but you're just teaching the child as an individual. That is why, as a teacher in the classroom, you need to be conscious of time management. Like I will always tell teachers, if your class is for 1 hour, if your class is for 45 minutes, don't use the whole 45 minutes, because this kind of learners, that is where they come in. That is where you can help them. Then another one that you can look at is interest-based learning. Like some children, when they're not interested at all, you use what they're interested in to do what? To teach them what they want to learn. It is called what? Interest-based learning. And then another thing you can try is gender-based learning. There are some children that, as they're in the midst of the classroom and all of that, they're not going to learn. But when it's gender-based, when you put them, let's say it's a girl, and you pair the person and you pair the child with another girl that has those attributes you want the child to imbibe and all of that, the child gets doing what? The child gets learning. Or if you introduce the learning or whatever you want to teach the child based on gender and all of that, the child is what? The child is able to learn. And then there's another style too that we call extended form of learning. Now, there are learners that in the real classroom experience, they might not be learning because what you're teaching is below their level. They have learned that already. It's a walkover for them, so they may not be interested and they may not learn. So you might end up thinking that the child is not just interested. If you do the learning need assessment properly, you realize that some children might be at the age of the class, but their learning ability is above the class. So if you keep teaching the child at the level of the class, the child might not be challenged. So the child might do what? The child might not be interested or would just be off during class hours because what you're teaching the child is not challenging. So you use what? Extended form of what's learning. And there are some that you might do step down. So that means that at the level where the child might be at that age, the child's ability is actually supposed to be for the level of that class, but that the child's level of attainment out of maybe slow development might not reach it. So what do? You do a bit of step down for the child. So with these ideas and with these tips, I'm sure you should be able to manage the real classroom experiences. If you want more ideas, please do what? Please chat me up via on WhatsApp on this number 08117442244. So that will be it today on classroom experience. I'm sure I've been able to give you enough tips. So please don't forget to like my video. Don't forget to do what? Don't forget to share. Please hit the notification button so that when I drop the next video, you would be the first to be notified. Please also subscribe. Share my link with other teachers so that they can benefit in what I am doing. So thank you so much for being part of my little classroom. I blow a kiss for you and a shout out for you. Thank you for being a teacher. Thank you for being an amazing teacher. And thank you for getting yourself ready for the 2024-2025 academic session. I love you. Bye-bye.